Strength training, the most important thing for a runner, when to do it, how to do it, and how frequently. I'm going to go over my protocol after being injury free for 3 years, doing 22 marathons, 650 milers. And it's not just from running, it's from strength training. So let's dive into it. I just got back from a 10-mile run, zone one, very low heart rate. Then I went right into a posterior 20-minute session. So let's go over everything you need to know about strength training. All right, guys. So before we talk and give you all the answers with strength training, drop a comment. I'm very curious if you strength train as a runner. If you do, why you do. If you don't, why you don't. Now, I know a lot of runners get injured because they lack strength training, and then they realize how important it is. So I'm going to tell you that strength training is the number one thing that we need to do before running. First, obviously, we need to have our nutrition in check, our sleep in check, our strength in check, and then we run. I do not recommend running if all three of those variables prior are out, because you will get potentially injured. Now let's talk about when we should strength train, what to do for it, and everything like that. So how often to strength train? I'm going to tell you from a beginner runner standpoint, intermediate. I'm going to tell you in the middle of this video what my protocol is, and you guys are going to love it, so take notes. But first, beginner runners, Monday and Wednesday, I'm telling you, you should be doing at least 20-minute sessions in and out, not going to failure. The goal here is not size. It's not to sit there for an hour. It is just to be in and out for strength and conditioning and kicking out those imbalances that new runners have, because sometimes their left side's weaker than their right, vice versa. I know a lot of people like that. The way that we kick those out and to balance them is by strength training, not just by running. For intermediate runners, I recommend maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at least 3 times a week. Your Friday could be a little bit more band work going into a long run, because the band work itself will not get you sore. It's just there for a little bit resistance training and to say, hey, muscles, guys, let's fire, let's work here. Now, let's talk about my protocol and what I would recommend. So I strength train 6 days a week. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. Now listen, the key here is to split it up. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my posterior chain, which is going to be your back, your glutes, hamstrings, and calves. It's 20-minute sessions. I am in and out with time under tension, and the goal here is my resting time in between sets is 10 to 15 seconds. My Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is my anterior chain, which is basically hips, quads, that kind of thing. That is 15, 20-minute sessions, the same thing, time under tension, in and out, and that is it. When it comes to sets, I recommend higher sets like 5 and higher reps like 20. The reason being is because we want our muscles to fire like endurance muscles. If you go to 50 reps, your body's going to have way more endurance than it is when it goes to 12 reps. But remember, the key here is not failure. It is just isolation, stimulation, and good form. Now, to answer what the best exercises are, ready for this? It's depending on the person. Yes, we can go off of science. Squats are the best. Deadlifts are the best. I like what works for me and what I feel the most out of, what gives me the most stimulation. So you have to find what works for you. Now, when it comes to how we actually strength train, it all depends on your goals. If you're a sprinter, if you're looking to gain more speed, you're going to obviously train more fast twitch muscle fibers, more box jumps, more sled pulls, explosive movements. Now, for me, I'm doing a lot more longer distance, and I want to make sure my muscles and tendons are strong. So I train more of isolation movement. So today was posterior chain, which is lower back, obviously glutes, hamstring, calves. I'll take you through a typical workout. I do 2 exercises per body part, starting with lower back, weighted back extensions, 5 sets of 20 into obviously non-weighted back extensions, the same thing, into glutes, which is my favorite machine, the glute abductor, 5 sets of 20, not to failure. Then we did single leg press. And the key here, guys, is to press with your heel instead of your toe. Your heel, you're going to feel it way more in your glute. Your toe, you're going to feel way more in your quads, and quads I save for Tuesday. Then we did laying and seated, obviously hamstring curls, and the same thing with calves, seated and standing calf raises, 5 sets of 20. That's typical for me as my posterior chain. I have another video that I'll do if anyone wants it for the anterior chain, which is on my Tuesdays, and that is my strength and conditioning. So I could sit here for 20 minutes on a strength and conditioning, but I hope this video helped for new runners, intermediate runners, and a typical day that I do. Every exercise is going to be different. Every person is going to have different goals. So if you have a comment, drop your comments on strength training. I will answer all of them. But remember, strength training comes before running. But what's most important is your sleep, your food, then your strength training, and then your actual running itself. You do not want to put running before all other variables, because you will get injured. And if your goal is to get bigger, faster, stronger, without food, without sleep, you could run all you want. It's just not going to happen. So that's my strength training protocol. This is a great question. Anybody else that needs help, drop a comment. Let's make the community better. But I hope this video helped, and I'm out of here.